Plitvice Lakes, or in Croatian language Plitvička jezera, are one of the most visited places in Croatia. I've been coming here since the year 2000, when I became a tour manager in Croatia and the region, and I'm also a local guide in nearby Zagreb and the surroundings. So I've been coming to Plitvice many times. I've seen them crowded with visitors in high season, but also with very few people around out of season, in very different weather conditions, warm and sunny, with low water, with high water, in the rain, even under thunderstorms, but much less often in winter. Then the weather conditions can be really different. It can be foggy and gray when views are limited. But it can also be sunny, like in these photos that my friend took recently. Having all that in mind, one typical gray winter day in January 2025, after checking the park's webcam the day before, I decided to take a chance and go for a visit. I was at entrance 1 already around 8:15 in the morning. As you can see, there is no sign of the summer crowds. And I'm lucky because the rangers allowed entry into the canyon today. So I will do program B. It's a circular trail that I'll be using to make a circle around the lower lakes. Immediately after the entrance, the path leads to a lookout spot with a spectacular view. The Plitvice stream descends from the cliff and forms a big waterfall. And on the left side, the Korana River begins its journey. This is their meeting point, their confluence, or in Croatian, sastavci. It is definitely one of the most spectacular places in the park. Of course, I want to go closer to lakes. And today there is not too much snow and ice on the trails, so that is possible. The markings are very clear, and moving through the park is easy, especially now in winter when only this trail is open. I follow the zigzag trail that leads downhill, and what amazes me is that there is no one except me around. This is certainly not common during high season. Now I have almost reached the lake, and from here I can see the trails that will take me first across the lake to the other side of the canyon, then to the right to the big waterfall, and then I will go back and left up the canyon towards more waterfalls. Each lake is marked with name, and the board also shows information about the surface area, depth, and altitude. So I leave the forest behind me and cross the lake on wooden walkways built above the water. Small waterfalls are within reach, and apart from the murmur of the water, the only sound is my footsteps in the snow. The stairs are part where you have to be careful. When you walk downstairs, it's harder to see where one step ends and the next begins, especially if you don't have perfect vision. This is not just when they are covered in snow, but in general. So you have to walk more careful in those places, but it pays off. In a moment, I arrive about the waterfall itself and the beginning of the Korana River. This river starts right here with this waterfall and heads towards the interior of Croatia. It is only 134 kilometers or 83 miles long, but it's really interesting and creates some beautiful landscapes. Around the corner, the big waterfall awaits me. At 78 meters or 256 feet, this is the highest year-round waterfall in Croatia. It is always beautiful, but now, with snow, lots of water and ice, it is really special. I will enjoy for a while and take a few photos. Now I'm heading back to the trail, and it seems that I'm not alone anymore. A group of Koreans are coming. But it's great for you to see that they also don't have any particular problems with walking on the trails. As long as you are careful and watch the stairs, there is no problem. I'm now starting to climb up the canyon. In this direction, when you start your walk at entrance 1, you walk gradually uphill. Approaching from this side, the stairs are clearly visible. It's kind of a catch-22 in places like this. Walking uphill gives you a clearer view of the trail, especially the stairs, but you are walking uphill. Here, it's also upstream, so you walk towards waterfalls. And I would say you can see them better. Trail leads to another waterfall, then more stairs and another lake. The group has caught up with me, but they are hurrying on. I will wait a bit and let them go so I can enjoy the silence again. Just enough time to look around a bit and for a few more photos. Along the walk, there are memorial plaques to people who helped develop the national park. Here are flowers for Milka Ternina, an opera singer from the late 19th and early 20th century. She was a woman with a fascinating biography. Born in a small Croatian village as a daughter of a miller, she still managed to build an international singing career. She was especially appreciated for her roles in Wagner's operas, but Puccini adored her as Tosca. She was a member of the Royal Opera in Munich for 10 years, but she also sang in a number of European theaters and had very successful tours in the United States, where she was the first Tosca and Kundry at the Metropolitan Opera. Already during her active career, she got involved in raising money for development of Plitvice Lakes. To thank her, these beautiful waterfalls were named after her. Next to Lake Milanovac, there is another memorial plaque. Academic Gustav Janacek. It says Czech by birth, Croat by life and work. He was professor of chemistry at the University of Zagreb, but also one of the founders of the Society for the Arrangement and Beautification of Plitvice Lakes, established in 1893. He was the vice president of the society for 35 years, and one of those who already then saw the potential for visitors to come, but also the necessity to preserve this beautiful landscape for the future. Now I have reached the bridge that leads to Lake Kozjak. Koza means goat in Croatian, so this would be Goat Lake. I can already see the electric boat that will take me across the lake, but I need a little more walking to reach P3, the rest stop and the pier for the boat. Today is not exactly time for a picnic, but one of the restaurants is open, and before getting on the boat, I need at least a hot coffee or tea. The boat leaves every half an hour. While I wait, I enjoy the company of ducks. There are also a few visitors, but not many. Apart from the Korean group, who were moving very quickly, I saw less than 20 people the entire time I was in the park. Boat is an open space, so it's really not warm. The temperature is around freezing point. But the view around makes you forget the cold. Shades of gray, melancholy, nature is sleeping. It's a ride of about 15 minutes to relax and just daydream. And of course, take a few photos. These waterfalls are actually the beginning of the upper lakes, but that part of the park is closed in winter. So we're just passing by on the way to nearby boat pier on the other side of the lake, P1. From P1, after a short climb, I reach entrance 2. The National Park hotels are located directly above. They are open all year round and are the most practical solution for those who want to stay overnight. I'm moving on. I'm going to jump into this vehicle, which we call train, and after a few minutes of riding through the forest, I'm now on the path above the canyon. The lakes and waterfalls are now below me, but the view is still beautiful. These are the waterfalls of Milka Ternina, the opera singer, and the people below are showing me how high I really am. This trail is always open, even when the trail in the canyon is closed. That is mostly in winter due to heavy snow and ice, or rarely in spring and autumn due to high water in the lakes. Then everyone walk along here. The trail is more or less flat and leads through the forest with several viewpoints that reveal views of the lakes and waterfalls. That's why it's also ideal for those who cannot walk on the bottom of the canyon at any time of the year. Some people are simply afraid to walk on the walkways over the water. Some have walking problems and all those stairs are just too much for them. Using this trail, they can still see part of the national park with this bird perspective. And the same trail brought me back to the starting point. It took me good 3.5 hours, but I was not in a hurry. I walked really slowly and made one longer break. Just as I was getting ready to leave, the sun started to break through. Is it just me, or do you see the heart too? A heart among the clouds. No, it's not a Photoshop. It was there only for a moment. But what a treat for the end of the walk. Now as I look at a few more photos that I took, I'm sure that Plitvice is worth coming to in the winter as well. It was a beautiful gray day. If you liked it, please press the like button. Thank you for watching. Greetings from Daria.